2 of this. Previous one got scrapped due to cat claws in my leg. Okay. So quick question. Is the super safety safe? Um, and there's a couple different contexts that I think that question can be asked and answered. So right off the bat, do I think it is safe to use on a controlled, safe range with buddies, having a good time? You know what? I'm not a biologist or an engineer, and I can't make a universal claim, but I have no problem using a super safety on a controlled range. Then the next question is, don't you dare. Is it safe to walk around in the woods with a super safety with your buddies? With a gun that's loaded with live ammunition? And I'm going to say, I don't think it is. So do I have a problem walking around with a load of blanks in a gun and with a blank firing adapter attached on that gun and with a super safety? Yeah, absolutely. Because even if there's an accident, nobody's going to get hurt. But you start to look at situations where for whatever reason, and I don't care your reason, you insert your own reason. If you choose to walk around in the woods with friends with loaded firearms, is it safe to walk around with one of those using a super safety? And I'm going to argue no. My big concern is how far this sticks out of the left side when it is safe, when it is fully safe. And in my experience out in the woods with that, being a right-handed shooter, using a patrol style carry, that can and has, that's the important thing, not just a potential to, but it has gotten knocked in out of safe and into the super safe position. Good heavens, somebody needs attention. And so that is a situation where if you have a loaded firearm, ow, my word, where you have a loaded firearm that is now off safe and you're walking around in the woods with your friends, you are putting your friends in danger and potentially putting yourself in danger as well. So that is a huge concern, and that is the primary concern that I have with using a super safety in a group setting out in a relatively uncontrolled situation like walking out in the woods with live ammunition. With the other concern I have, and the issue that I've run into multiple times, and I was trying to recreate it for this video and I was not able to at the time, is when there's been many times when I've tried to put the weapon on safe and it has gotten stuck in the middle position until I take and run the bolt back to a certain position, and that seems to open it up enough to be able to put the rifle on safe. And that is a concern for me because what that says is there's times when you cannot, when you can't get the rifle into safe unless you jimmy with the bolt. Ow, my neck. I've got somebody's claws in my neck. Okay. So, where was I? All right. So the comments and the feedback I've gotten online with that specific issue, that at times you need to move the bolt back to a certain position in order to open everything up and get everything in the right position in order to actually put it on safe, on fully safe. That's likely an issue with that could be solved with some amount of work on the trigger itself. And I think that is a valid response. I think that is the correct response. I think that if I sat down and did some work with a file, I could probably resolve that issue. It does not, no amount of work that I do will resolve the issue, my neck, the issue that I have with the safety sticking out too far from the gun and accidentally getting knocked into battery, knocked off safe, fully safe, in a patrol type setting. So the one way that I would consider a super safety being safe in a patrol setting with live ammunition is if you ran the gun with an empty chamber, magazine in, and ran the gun with it in a super safe position, or whatever you want to do, whatever position you want it in for dangerous situations, but run with an empty chamber. And if a problem were to come up, you go ahead and run the charging handle as your way of getting things into action. So you can. So again, what's your reason for walking around the woods with the super safety with friends? I don't know. You insert whatever is important to you. But those are the safety issues that I have experienced with the super safety and my ways of resolving those. Either don't bring a super safety into that sort of a setting where you have people walking around in the woods, or run an empty chamber if there's live ammunition. Again, do I have a problem with one walking around with one and using blank fire? I really don't. Do I have a problem with them on a controlled flat range? I have absolutely no problem with them in that setting at all. I think they're fine. So let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree, as long as you also give me your reason why. So part of my thing is I always want to be learning and understanding and improving from other people. So if you agree with me, great, give me reasons why. If you disagree with me, great, give me your reasons why. Have a great day.